Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a story about Kendall Jenner and her surprising honesty about the impact of growing up on a reality show. Kendall has always been known as one of the quieter and more private members of the Kardashian-Jenner family, but in a recent conversation, she opened up about how being on television shaped her life and why, despite the challenges, she believes it could have been worse. Kendall Jenner's journey into the spotlight started when she was just a young teenager. Most kids her age were living relatively normal lives, going to school, hanging out with friends, and navigating the ups and downs of growing up without millions of eyes watching. But for Kendall, that was never the case. With the launch of her family's hit reality show, her adolescence unfolded on camera for the world to see. For years, viewers tuned in to watch not only her sisters, but Kendall herself as she transitioned from a shy teen into an internationally recognized model. It may have seemed glamorous from the outside, but Kendall admitted that it wasn't always easy. Having cameras follow her every move meant little privacy, constant judgment, and the pressure of being compared not only to her siblings, but also to the impossible standards set by fame. Still, in a moment of reflection, Kendall said something that caught many fans off guard. She admitted that things turned out better than they could have. In her words, the experience could have been worse. She acknowledged that while being on reality TV was often overwhelming, it also offered opportunities that she might never have had otherwise. For her, the show was both a challenge and a stepping stone, shaping her into the person she is today. What makes Kendall's honesty even more powerful is how different she is from her siblings. While her sisters, especially Kim, Khloe, and Kylie, often embrace the spotlight and thrive on sharing their lives with the public, Kendall has always preferred to keep certain parts of her life private. She has described herself as more introverted, someone who values quiet moments and privacy, even when the world demands access to every detail. This difference made the reality show experience particularly complicated for her. Kendall has explained that setting boundaries was crucial to her well-being. Unlike others in her family, she chose to hold back on exposing her romantic relationships and personal struggles to the cameras. She has often spoken about how important it is to protect her mental health, and at times, that meant stepping away from the spotlight when things felt too heavy. In many ways, her ability to say no and to draw limits helped her handle the pressures of fame more gracefully. Another part of her story that stands out is how much resilience she built through her journey. Living under constant scrutiny taught her how to manage criticism and handle the weight of unrealistic expectations. Rather than letting negativity define her, Kendall learned to focus on her passions. Modeling became her outlet, a space where she could prove herself on her own terms. And while her family name opened doors, her work ethic and talent helped her earn respect in the fashion industry, where she became one of the highest-paid models in the world. Despite all this, Kendall doesn't shy away from admitting that fame isn't always as glamorous as it looks. She has openly shared her struggles with anxiety and the challenges of finding balance in such a fast-paced lifestyle. But her statement that it could have been worse reveals a sense of gratitude. She recognizes that while her life came with unique difficulties, she also had the advantage of family support, career opportunities, and lessons that made her stronger. It's also worth noting how Kendall views her relationship with fame compared to her family. While her sisters have built entire empires centered on being in the public eye, Kendall seems more focused on carving her own lane, one that blends career success with personal peace. Over the years, she has explored ventures outside of modeling, showing an interest in creative projects, wellness, and even home design. These pursuits highlight her desire to expand beyond the image of just a reality star or model. Her reflections also give fans something meaningful to think about. Often, people assume that life in the spotlight is nothing but luxury, but Kendall's honesty reminds us that it comes with invisible struggles. Behind the glamorous photo shoots and red carpets, there are personal battles and sacrifices. By admitting that things could have been worse, Kendall shows that she has found perspective and strength, choosing to focus on the positives rather than dwell on the difficulties. Looking ahead, Kendall seems more determined than ever to define her own path. Whether she continues in modeling, builds new businesses, or explores her creative passions, it's clear that she's learned valuable lessons from her reality TV years. And perhaps most importantly, she has proven that fame doesn't have to dictate every aspect of her identity. She can appreciate what it brought her while also creating a life that feels authentic to who she truly is. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what you think about Kendall's perspective. Do you agree with her that it could have been worse? Or do you think growing up on reality TV is tougher than it looks? Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.